Speed ahead.
All right, Mark, I need a heck ruling.
Okay, what's up?
So you are now a homeowner in my area.
Yep.
You were talking to me. You didn't shovel the snow around your house.
It's melting at a pretty fast pace, though, right now.
There's a lot of it. If you're in Chicago right now, you know we got a lot of snow last night. And it's heart attack snow. It's half water. It's very heavy. And it sucks.
Well, before you go on, I made the mistake of last night shoveling it when it was like that light powder snow.
Yep.
And I got done in no more than 10 minutes after just watching TV.
Already covered.
I look outside and the wind's just blowing it all, and it's just back to normal.
So here's where the heck ruling comes in. In my area, so I'm on a corner lot.
Yeah.
In my area, like, you know how sometimes the sidewalk will be up and away from the street?
Mm-hmm.
Mine isn't. Mine's right on the street. So there's no grass. There's no area in between. So if I go shovel that sidewalk, the snowplow comes by and just pushes it all right back up on my sidewalk.
Yeah.
So am I a dick for not shoveling my sidewalk?
No, not necessarily. But are you liable in Illinois if somebody slips on the public sidewalk, but it's in front of your house? Because everyone shovels the sidewalk in front of their house, even though it's technically, isn't that public property?
Well, now I'm worried about that. But I don't think I'm liable because
maybe
technically that's not my property.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't go put a fence up there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise I would, and I would keep people the fuck away from my house.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that there's a school bus stop right in front of my house? Does that make me still not a dick for not shoveling the sidewalk?
As long as you're not putting like cold water on the sidewalk where it is and videotaping it. No, I guess.
Well, now, thanks for the idea, Mark.
I moved in a month ago or whatever, and like 2 weeks back, I went over and introduced and met my neighbor, and I actually he was taking shots of whiskey while he's watching some hockey game, but we're talking. His son was there. His son actually went to Eastern. He was a Delt.
Okay.
Went to Niles West, knew my mom because my mom worked there. But anyways, before I met him, it snowed, and he had a snow plow. I'm like, please just plow the sidewalk in front of my house.
Like a snow blower?
Yeah, snow blower, not a plow. So he snow blowed and stopped right in front of my house, which I'm like, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't expect you to do it.
You can't expect your neighbor to come do it for you. Unless you're a little old lady or something. Then if you don't do it, you're going to heck.
Yeah. But after I met him last night, when it was actually kind of settling, he started blowing the snow in front of my sidewalk. So I'm pretty sure because I went to and introduced myself and had shots with him, he did that now. So
I'm willing to wager that he's going to do that for the rest of this winter, and by the time next winter rolls around,
he'll hate you so much.
He'll hate you, and he doesn't want to come snow blow your fucking sidewalk anymore.
He'll hate Moose so much.
Moose in the backyard just barking at him like he's a hard ass.
I don't have that much sidewalk, but just using a snowblower just makes life look so much easier. I kind of want to buy one.
I've got one. And
okay.
It's such a hassle to get it out and get it started for the first time in a year. It's just you got to worry about the oil mix because you can't just put straight gas. They're all 2-stroke.
There's no electric ones where you could charge them up?
That I don't know. I would imagine it'd be really hard because that is especially if you were snowblowing today, it's a taxing thing, so it would probably kill the batteries really quick.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody makes an electric one. They make electric lawnmowers and shit.
Gotta. If not, let's invent that shit.
Yeah, you and I definitely have the brain power to make that happen. So, I don't know. I feel better now. I mean, you shouldn't be my moral guidance telling me that I'm not going to heck, because you definitely are, but...
Not at all. I'm a big salt guy, though. I just throw salt everywhere. I'm just let nature take its course.
Isn't that bad for...
let science take its course.
Your dog to walk on, though?
I put the little booties on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't have booties for Remy. Does that make me a dick? Am I going to heck for that?
It does.
I don't put salt down, though.
Well, you'll know if you walk on public sidewalks, there's usually salt, and you'll know because he'll start lifting his paws and doing weird walks.
That made me really sad.
But yeah,
imagining that
you're literally burning his paw.
Well, then I'm gonna get him some booties. Good. He'll immediately kick them off because he's going to heck because he's a dick. But
yeah, I love this guy though.
All right, I have a couple new drops that I wanted to test out on you.
All right, do it
without context.
Okay.
Hello, Smithers. You're quite good at turning me on.
I don't know when the fuck we would use that one.
I presented it without context. I don't know. Maybe next time you talk about something and I get turned on.
Okay.
Maybe next time I turn you on.
I have a news story you might get turned on about later.
Oh, boy. Okay. So that's one. And also, I wanted to replace this one.
This has been Finance Fun with Smithers.
So I'm going to replace that with, honestly, what I would consider to be like a Confucius of our time in Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
So after the game, they played the Packers last week and lost. He's probably done playing. He's probably going to retire for good this time. But he kind of spoke out to the younger players, telling them, like, take care of yourselves. Like, the game only lasts for so long. You need to make sure that you take care of your finances, take care of your mental stability.
This has been Finance Fun with Marshawn Lynch.
Better.
Take care of y'all chicken. You feel me? They'll take care of y'all mentals.
So I feel like that's a replacement.
Take care of your Mentos?
Mentals.
Oh, mental, like your state of mind?
Yes. Okay. Obviously, football is very taxing on the brain. We have someone from Korea in our chat, and they're asking about salt dick. Why talk dick salt? What is dick salt? Is this...
Did I say dick salt? We're talking about salt you put on the ground for snow.
Oh, we were talking about being dicks while discussing salt.
Yes.
Okay. But now that he's mentioned dick salt...
Oh, hold on. I actually know some Korean. Annyeong.
That's just from Arrested Development.
No, I swear I know.
I know. It's hello in Korean.
I can tell them how to go away, but I don't want you to go away. Joliga, but stay. But Joliga.
Hello, Smithers.
I know Korean.
You're quite good.
You don't know Korean. This is like our argument last week when we decided that you can't learn Japanese from watching anime.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't, dude. Otherwise, you would know Japanese by now.
I feel like I offended some people with that post, though. Some guys were like, not necessarily, but I'll tell you one thing. I've learned a few words in Japanese. I'm like, well, that is cool.
If some weeb comes on your video, in the video, you're making fun of weebs, and actually's you, he's just a weeb.
I know.
It's fine.
I'm kind of a weeb.
And we're both sitting here wearing Cowboy Bebop shirts. So
yeah, right.
This wasn't even planned. We didn't even coordinate.
I know.
We don't coordinate on anything, actually. We went to the same movie, the same theater this week. We're like, when did you go see this movie? We were probably sitting like 10 feet away from each other.
In our defense, it was a gigantic IMAX theater, though.
AMC stubs, like if you're on the A-list, or you pay to be on the A-list, they have in their app, like you can sync up and so you can get seats next to each other, obviously, but we're lazy.
Yeah.
So
I'm not doing that, especially when the theater is not sold out by any means. I'm not trying to sit right next to you.
There will be a lot, especially in the Dolby Theater, because they've got the big reclining seats. There aren't a ton of seats in there. If we're going to go see a movie in Dolby, we should probably do it. But like we could have easily, if we just text each other and been like, where you at?
Yeah.
Could have easily done that, but we're idiots. So
what do you think about this fight tonight? Who do you got? Cerrone or McGregor?
If I was betting on it,
is it Cerrone or Cerrone?
Cerrone. First of all, Cowboy Cerrone is infinitely more likable than Conor McGregor is.
Oh, I'm not saying he's, but in Conor's defense, he's kept his mouth shut. Last night at the weigh-ins, they were
respectful
hands.
at least. Yeah. Like they were talking shit to each other. Like, I'm going to kill you, but I respect you. I also think Conor, he knows that the last couple of years he's fucked up. Been an asshole.
Not within the fighting community. Well, not within fighting, but like what he's done in the public. Like fighting that guy in the bar, that old guy.
Well, not only that, but like when he went after Khabib and like in their bus.
Yeah.
And through he's just been a complete moron. I don't understand how people love him so much still. Like he's obviously unhinged and kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I get that he's an electric shit talker. Mm-hmm. Like he's up there on the pantheon of shit talking.
Yeah.
Like him, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Kevin Garnett shit talking. You know, he's up there, but he's just really unlikable.
Do you think he'll win though?
Yes, I do. He's going up a weight class, so he's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Cowboy he's just like a guy though. Like if I could hang out with one fighter, it's Cowboy.
It's just like Texas.
He's not
from
in Colorado. Actually, he's got a ranch in Colorado.
Okay.
But he's just like, I go wakeboarding and I ride dirt bikes and shit.
Yeah, he's extreme as shit.
He's very extreme. Like he's not scared of anything. I think he rides bulls.
Yeah. His motto is like live every day like it's your last.
And he does, but also any day could potentially be his last because he's always doing something that's going to get him knocked out.
Yeah. What I like about this fight is supposedly on Joe Rogan's podcast he does that like fight talk podcast before all the big cards
They
and
do,
all that.
so they watch and comment.
Yeah.
If he's not calling the actual fight, he and like Brendan Schaub and a couple other guys will get together and actually watch and comment on it. The only thing about that is, sorry, I completely derailed your thought, but I can't fucking stand Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
I can't fucking listen to him.
He's like a semi-calm Alex Jones is what he's got all those dumb conspiracies and the earth is flat. Does he still believe that shit?
See, the thing is, like, anytime I don't listen to all of Joe Rogan anymore because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But anytime I see his name, I immediately delete that
like,
podcast. No. When your defense for something, like to provide factual backup, is look into it. Like you're not defending your point. You're just being an asshole.
He usually says, I don't want to get into it because we could be here talking about it for hours. And Joe Rogan literally says, I got time. And he doesn't go into it. And
yeah, because Joe calls him out.
Yeah.
And Eddie's just like, no, just look into it.
Yeah. But anyways, they were talking about, because obviously they have insights to like their training and what's going on before the fight.
Sure.
And they're like, Conor just has his head down and he's doing some different stuff. And he's been actually preparing for this for a while. So I'm excited because I think he's going to win, but I think he's going to win in a fashion that gets people really excited for the future with him. And I'm not going to lie, UFC, probably not for you, but a lot of people like me who just like to watch the big cards and stuff like that. If he does win, this will pump up the UFC a little bit more.
It's good for the UFC when Conor McGregor is there and good.
Yeah. It's died down quite a bit in the last year.
I think it has, and I think honestly, it's the move to ESPN kind of made it weird.
And that pisses me off because I have Hulu Live, and then it's like, click here to order, and then it takes you to the ESPN Plus, and then it's like, sign up for $60 a month, but we'll give you the pay-per-view for $30. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
So it's $90 just to watch. That's my problem that I have with it. And frankly, they made it a lot harder to steal the fight now. Like you used to be able to just stream it from somewhere. Yeah. It'd be a little laggy, and sometimes the feed would give out, but I got what I wanted out of it. ESPN has totally put the kibosh on that.
Yeah.
It's really hard to stream a fight now. I'll probably look around tonight. If it wasn't so shitty out, maybe I would go somewhere to watch the fight. I don't even know where you go around here.
Moretti's might have it.
That might be worth it. Get some pizza and watch some fights.
Maybe I'll call tonight.
Okay. Now everybody knows where we're going to be tonight, so we can get murdered.
The prelims will be public on ESPN.
On ESPN, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they do Undercard, which is on Fight Pass, then ESPN, and then they go to pay-per-view. And there's like 5 fights on the pay-per-view, I think, but it's not worth $60.
Yeah. So I hope it's just a stand-up brawl.
It won't be.
You think?
I think Cowboy will stand with him for a little bit.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a winner in this fight, I guess they're going to go 5 because it's the main event, but me? Yeah. I guess if they're going to go 5, Cowboy probably, Conor probably finishes him before.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm going to go technical knockout. He's not going to actually knock him out, but like he'll cut him or something.
Do you think with Cowboy having a kid now, this might be his last fight, and with him being older and having so much experience and just kind of?
I don't think so.
No,
I think he's too crazy, to be perfectly honest.
Really? Okay.
I just want to sit down and have a Budweiser with him.
Yeah,
that'd be so much fun.
I was watching the like pre-show hype up kind of segments, and supposedly he was supposed to be the Nate Diaz, but wasn't. Like he was getting word that he was the next up to fight Conor after that one guy broke his ankle or whatever.
Okay,
but it wasn't. He was waiting. He was literally. They showed the video because they were following him for the call that he was about to get from Dana.
Okay.
And he's on the bike getting ready, like starting to get back in his workout routine. And all of a sudden he just looks on the news and Dana White calls out that it's going to be Nate Diaz.
I think that was probably the smart decision though.
Yeah.
Like the hype that fight got, and it got, a rematch, obviously. Yeah. Also, they're definitely going to have the rubber match.
Yeah.
For sure. Him and Diaz, there's no way they don't. That's got to be next.
Yeah.
So
how did the last one go down? That was submission on Conor. Conor was submitted, right?
Decision.
Really?
The last one, Conor won decision. The first one, Diaz choked him out.
On the first one? I thought that was second one. Didn't Conor win the first one and then they fought again? No?
I don't think so. I think Diaz won the first one. I could be totally mixing this up. But also, I remember watching that fight and thinking, Nate Diaz definitely won that fight.
Okay.
But whatever. Joe is in the chat and he's mad that we're not talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Sorry, Joe. We'll get there. We're like 2 weeks away, right?
Yeah. So I will be out of town next week. So you guys need to find like a guest host.
Yeah, Joe, sorry. We're not trying to ignore you. We're actually trying to figure out when we can meet up with you. I don't think Tuesday is going to work, but we'll figure out a day so we can sit down with you and go over the stream and get our characters locked in.
The stream I'm not worried about. The character creation.
Yeah. But if we have more cameras
Probably
and
needs some
stuff,
help.
we should be ready to set that up.
Well, the problem with that is like I don't want to fuck my basement up for the next 2 weeks waiting for us to do D&D, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I moved everything out of here and we had 2 giant tables and
Yeah, I'm not worried about like getting it positioned. I'm just worried about it all coming through properly. You know?
we'll figure it out. That's been my answer to like everything is I'll just figure it out when it like that's a problem for future me.
Yeah. So what's the date that we're doing it for our listeners that have no idea what we're talking about?
That is February 1st. Yeah.
Yeah.
February 1st will be our live D&D stream.
So yeah, if you are familiar, we did a live stream a couple weeks back of our first D&D session with Pull the Lever, Joe, and we plan on doing one February 1st. It's a Saturday, and that will be another D&D session that's probably going to last about 4 to 5 hours.
And we need to figure out an actual episode for that week too.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's going to be a lot of work. Okay, we'll figure it out. Hang on, let me find this drop. Oh, wait, there it is.
Hello, Smithers. You're quite good at turning me on.
I don't know why I thought of that this week, and I was just like, I should pull that.
All right. Might be able to us.
Let's talk about some trailers we got this week. Mark, I know you were super horny for this Morbius trailer. Jared Leto is actually playing himself in this true-to-life biopic where he becomes a vampire cult leader and starts sucking people's blood. Anything you want to say about it, or
I just hope it's more Morbius than Jared Leto, but it's not going to be that. in
no
the first one.
chance?
I have nothing. I have nothing against Jared Leto. I think
I
he's.
do. I think he's a fucking weirdo.
He is kind of. Besides him, like on Twitter, always posting fucking pictures of with his shirt off. I'm like, dude, just chill. You're being a little bit douchey. He's a really good musician. He's a really good singer. He is a good actor. I mean, he's won an Oscar, it was an Oscar, not a Golden Globe, was
For
it?
what?
For Dallas Buyers Club. He won the best
really?
supporting actor.
I didn't remember that.
But yeah, I just I think he'll do fine in the role. I just really want to see. We had that 3-second clip of Morbius at the end.
Yeah.
I hope it's more of that, but I'm afraid it's not going to be that.
So obviously, I was being facetious about the cult thing, but
Yeah.
if you don't know the story of Morbius, he's kind of like an anti-hero. He has this disease, this blood disease, and he's a super genius scientist because Jared Leto. And he finds a semi-cure, but it also kind of turns him into a vampire. And he gets super strength and all this shit. And he kind of goes, he's an anti-hero in that he finds a way to kill bad guys to get their blood.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. Did you notice that the score from this is like beat for beat Westworld? Piano.
I know that. Yeah, it did sound very.
It was very
similar.
Westworldy, which is not a bad thing, but it also kind of copycat.
Westworld. Not to get too far off track, but Westworld's coming back in
2 months.
like 2 months. I think March 15th.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So we'll have to do.
Who's going to wear
a few
the tinfoil
episodes.
hat for this season?
I don't know. I love Westworld. I
fucking love it,
think the
dude.
Reddit like threads and theories are just the best thing with Westworld.
You just love going down deep rabbit holes and like YouTube explanations. Yeah. Next thing you know, Alec Jones is talking to you about how the frogs are turning gay.
Listen, man.
Yeah. Also, Michael Keaton's in this.
Yeah. Well, wasn't Morbius' first appearance in Spider-Man?
Yes, he is
It makes
traditionally a Spider-Man villain,
And that gets you hyped up if you follow the comics. You're like, nice. They're
Yeah.
actually going to start tying things together.
They're actually going to tie this into like Venom completely ignored that Spider-Man existed.
But Sony also. Well, what's going on with Sony right now?
They still have Spider-Man on rent.
Okay.
Presumably they're working. I mean, they had a picture of Spider-Man in the background. Obviously, this is Michael Keaton's Vulture character from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I would assume they're going to tie this together, but also a lot of people are upset. I won't really get into why, but they're saying that Sony basically gave away the ending to this movie. in the very first trailer.
Yeah. So if you look at the poster of Spider-Man in one of the last scenes with Michael Keaton in the trailer, it says murderer. I don't want to.
So
The movie's been out for a while. The last.
If you saw
Spider-Man
Far
movies.
From Home,
yes, you know why.
You know why. But also, there's rumors that J.K. Simmons is coming back as J. Jonah Jameson, which, fuck yes, he needs to be in all of these movies.
I know.
Can't wait. What is your overall thought on this movie? Are you excited?
I am. I don't know much about the character. I'm a normie in that sense with this source material. So I think they understand that though, and it's cool that Marvel they've already figured out their main characters, and now they're at the point where they're like, let's do Eternals, let's do Morbius, let's do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's take a chance on that. You know, we were comfortable with just doing Iron Man movies, doing Captain America movies.
Well, this is Sony, not Disney, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
They are going out on a limb for doing this. And I mean, if you think back, Sony was announcing movies that were never going to get fucking made. So the fact that we actually have a trailer for this, hopefully it doesn't go the way of New Mutants and they just keep pushing it back and back and back. But supposedly we're getting this July 31st. That is not where you just dump a movie that you think is going to suck. That's blockbuster season.
That might be the same week as Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie.
That would not be good for Morbius.
Because that movie looks fucking
Let me look
awesome.
that up. But while I'm doing that, we got another trailer for Black Widow 2. Why don't you? I assume you watched this.
Yeah. So we actually have a pretty good look at Taskmaster. Looks way better than that little glimpse we got in the first trailer.
You actually see Taskmaster.
Yeah. In the first trailer, Taskmaster looked like an evil motocross rider.
And you see him or her for like 2 seconds.
Yes. Now we have Black Widow, and they're doing it. They're fighting, of course, and it looks like it's going to be some cool shit that comes in this.
Literally the only reason
Black
I
Widow.
mentioned this trailer, because it's pretty much the same thing. Like, they're not going to reveal plot points or anything, just for Taskmaster. I think Taskmaster is a really good villain, kind of like Street Level, which is good for Black Widow.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have Black Widow versus Thanos.
No.
But by the way, Tenet release date July 17th, so 2 weeks before Morbius.
Okay.
July is always the best month for movies.
Oh yeah.
So excited for all of those.
Which you would think it would be the opposite. You would think you wouldn't want big movies in the summer, because who wants to sit in a movie theater in the summer?
I kind of agree with you, but you got to remember, like, they're making these movies in Hollywood.
Yeah, and they're not just thinking about Chicago.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm
Plus,
not trying to be fucking in the theater.
Kids aren't in school, and there's a lot of shit that goes into that.
That is true. Good point.
We had another second trailer for Bloodshot. This is more of Vin Diesel getting his face blown off.
Yeah, I'm actually getting a little bit more pumped for this one too.
This is soon. This is next month, isn't it?
Yeah. And I like that this wasn't something that they overly marketed.
March.
You know?
March 13th, sorry.
That could be either because it's just they know it's a bad fucking movie and they're like, all right, we're not going to waste any money marketing this thing. But at the same time, it's got the guy from Hurricane Heist in it. I haven't seen him in anything in a long time. He's one of the side characters. You would notice him if you watched Hurricane Heist.
Yeah, I never watched that for good reason.
It's going to be a lot of CGI, obviously, with Vin Diesel. And in the trailer, it didn't look too great, but whatever. It's just going to be hopefully a popcorn flick, action-packed kind of movie, you know?
March is not really somewhere you just dump movie. Like, if you have a shitty movie, you dump it in January. Mm-hmm. That's just the way that it goes. I did find it interesting that they throw in more of the super soldiers in this. I've never read Bloodshot, but I also noticed in this trailer they're consistently hammering on from the award-winning comic book.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but how many people do you know that read Bloodshot?
Not many. I mean,
it's never been on my pull list.
Of course, for a money grab, they've been revamping it. They just put out a new Bloodshot series. I haven't read it. I think it's just they're redoing the origins based on the first one that was released however many years ago.
It's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe people are more excited for this than I think, and I'm just not talking to the right people. But
since we're on comic books, I actually wanted to mention this because I don't think you had it in your news. Supposedly, Oscar Isaac is set to star and produce an Ex Machina adaptation.
He already was in a movie called Ex Machina.
Oscar Isaac to star produce Ex Machina adaptation.
Is this a different Ex Machina?
I guess.
Do you remember Ex Machina, the movie?
Yeah, with Natalie Portman.
No, it wasn't Natalie Portman.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't. Hang on, let me look this up. I'm 100% sure it was not Natalie Portman. Is this just a different? It was Alicia Vikander, who was Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. Excellent movie.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that though.
This has to be a different source material, right? Like what?
I don't know.
I guess I should have looked into this, but in Brian K. Vaughan adaptation, okay, this is a different Ex Machina.
Yeah, this is I guess the first that one wasn't comic book based. This one is.
No, that was an original screenplay.
Okay.
This is, I don't know what the fuck this is. So I'll have to look into this. Debuted in 2004, DC Wildstorm, centered on former superhero who becomes the mayor of New York City after 9/11. Okay, I don't know anything about this, but okay, that's his second Ex Machina.
That's weird. I completely forgot he was in the first one.
The first one's amazing. It's a great movie.
Wasn't it up for Best Picture? Whatever year it came out?
Definitely won some awards, but yeah.
Didn't Her with Joaquin Phoenix come out that year too? Maybe.
That sounds right. I
2014.
there was a lot of like AI. The singularity is going to overthrow humanity. It was like,
yeah,
we're first getting into Westworld. It all you know how like we talk about sibling movies or whatever they call them, like they're just duplicates where we have two movies at the same time where a giant meteor is going to destroy the Earth. Mm-hmm. So yeah, same thing.
Her was 2013. Ex Machina was 14.
Yeah, around the same time. I'm surprised that they wouldn't like rename this or something. They have to call it something different, right?
I know that
Oscar Isaac stars in Ex Machina.
I was like,
I was Google it.
I was afraid. I'm like, am I an idiot? Is this like an article from fucking 2014? But because I completely forgot Oscar Isaac was in that first one. But
you
yeah,
are an idiot, but you're not wrong.
They're doing an adaptation off of the comic book.
Okay. Did you watch the trailer? Excuse me, for Guns Akimbo?
Yes.
What the fuck is this?
Are you upset about it? Because I'm actually kind of excited. I'm excited for this. Daniel Radcliffe,
Harry fucking Potter, man.
It's what does it remind me? It's got like kind of a Mad Max vibe.
I was gonna say, do you remember Hardcore Henry?
Yes. Yeah.
Where it was just like ridiculous. And it also kind of upgrade, maybe.
It's got that really fast nonstop. Not like fast like Adam Sandler in what's that movie we just watched where it was just a stress fest?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. Not like that, but it's got those kind of camera switches where it's Mad Maxy in my opinion. But yeah, sure. I'm pumped for it. It looks like there's this whole thing going on where it's they're doing it. What is it? Just a bunch of criminals just facing off and killing each other.
Yeah, it's like streaming a death match. I don't know. It looks like it could potentially be the weirdest movie of the year, which I'm all in for.
Yeah.
But basically, Daniel Radcliffe wakes up and has guns bolted to each of his hands, and then that's it. It's this weird live stream murder contest, and he has to kill off Samara Weaving.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to be a part of it at all.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, here for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the point where we talk about some of the Oscar nominations, or you just gush over Joaquin Phoenix and Joker for getting 11 nominations.
Absolutely redonkulous.
What is redonkulous is that Knives Out didn't get nominated for Best Picture.
Yes. A lot of people were mad about Uncut Gems, and I was like, just hold on a little bit.
It was fine. It was good.
Yes. I was arguing with people on the Complex page, and somebody's
that
like...
That never goes well.
It never goes well, because these are all guys that just collect shoes and see Uncut Gems because it has Kevin Garnett in it, and then they think they watch a bunch of fucking movies, when realistically they watched that one movie that whole year.
Yeah.
But they were saying it should have been up for original screenplay. I'm like, what else? What would you swap out? Because everything else it should be there, except maybe Marriage Story, but I didn't see Marriage Story.
Okay, so what we have in original screenplay is Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Which one of those is it better than?
That's why
Granted,
I was like,
you could have added and had 6 instead of 5.
Yeah, but are you going to swap it out for Marriage Story? Because it doesn't even come close to any of those.
It's not going to win. So it was a good movie, but honestly, if I'm going to replace anything on any of these lists, it's The Irishman, because that movie was not that good. People are just rushing to jerk off Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it. But let's talk about some of the noms. Best Picture, obviously, is the big one. Ford versus Ferrari. You know what's different this year, actually? In past years, it's been a lot of shit where, like, we say we don't want to see it. We don't care. We've seen 90% of these. Mm-hmm. So, Ford versus Ferrari, Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, which I didn't see, but I've heard is really
I'll watch
good.
that, yeah.
1917, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I've only not seen one of these. Nope, two of these, because I didn't see Marriage Story, but it's on Netflix. So,
Two Popes is on Netflix now too.
Yes, it is.
Did that get any nominations for anything?
I want to say yes,
Because that was in like almost every Golden Globes category.
Best Supporting Actor for Anthony Hopkins. Best Adapted Screenplay. That's it. So, I don't know. I have found myself over the last couple of years actually getting more into the Oscars, even though I watch it and I'm always like,
Shut up.
this was dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were joking in the Discord, like, Joaquin Phoenix is going to show up. I was asking who was hosting. They don't do hosts anymore, but
Yeah.
thanks, Murray.
It's a little grim, but yeah, that would be. What if he did show up as Joker and just did his little twirl coming out?
Just like dances going up the stairs. He should. He absolutely should. Why not?
Oh my. What if he did? What if he won Best Actor and did the acceptance speech as the Joker?
It would be amazing.
That would be fucking unreal.
I hope he goes up there and makes fun of how ugly Wendy Williams is.
If there's anyone in Hollywood to do that kind of thing, it's him.
Yeah.
He grew up in a cult, for Christ's sakes.
He grew up in the Children of God cult.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's see. Best Director, Martin Scorsese, fuck off. Todd Phillips for Joker. Sam Mendes for 1917, which is my vote.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino. Actually, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Pretty strong case.
I would put it up between Sam Mendes and Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, that's good.
You can't give it to Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips, yes, it was a beautifully shot, well-directed movie, but it was just too much like fucking Taxi Driver. It was like, I know exactly
like Taxi Driver.
where you're getting a lot of these ideas from, which is fine, but still,
It's
there are
fun
other
to do an
people,
homage.
there's still people that are much more original and deserve it more.
I would agree with you on that. Best Actor, Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, Leo in Once Upon a Time, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix is going to win, and Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes. Okay, so that's 3 noms for Two Popes. Actually, Joel texted me and was like, have you seen this yet? Two Popes on Netflix, so I'm going to check that out.
Did he like it?
Obviously? Yeah, he said it. He said that the dialogue is excellent and very surprising movie suggestion from somebody who I don't think even follows the show. But
Doesn't Joel always just chime in and talk shit to you?
Yeah, always.
And he actually was like, "Wow, you should watch Two Popes." Do you think he's fucking with you?
No,
he's probably fucking with you.
I mean, it's Oscar nominated. Obviously, it's not that bad.
Okay,
but Best Actress, Cynthia. Oh, hi. You gonna come up here and lay with me now?
Oh, hi, dog.
Jesus.
Hi, Remy.
Okay, man. You're just gonna take over the fucking couch now? All right. Jesus. Where was I? Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron in Bombshell. We didn't see Bombshell. And Renee Zellweger and Judy. I don't think I'm going to see like everything involved in the Oscars. Like I don't have any desire really to see Bombshell.
What was the big thing with Scarlett Johansson? She was obviously nominated for that category, and it was the first time somebody was nominated for
Best Actress and Best Supporting.
Okay.
So she's Best Supporting Actress in Jojo Rabbit. Probably won't win, but I don't know. The rest of this stuff, Knives Out got it recognized for Best Original Screenplay, but I still think it should have been up there. And Parasite's going to win that.
Yeah.
So we need to get our Chumpcademy Awards together.
I know. We're still how many weeks out from the Oscars? 3?
3, I think. Yeah.
We need to get those. So what I would like to do is get the categories locked down, get some people's feedback as to who we should have for nominees, and then the week of the Oscars.
So I think what we did in the past is we make up ridiculous categories.
Yep. We can do that.
Then we take nominations on the Instagram or whatever, and then we
announce
gauge the public, and then basically decide what we wanted to win.
But I think when we made Instagram posts, if there was some of them felt very strong about certain nominees, so obviously they won.
But we're not going to do like best actor. Nobody cares what we think. We would all say Joaquin Phoenix probably anyways.
It'd be like best actor that looks closest
Tom Hardy
to a duck or something.
Oh, I was going to say Tom Hardy, but
Tom Hardy.
Best Tom Hardy impersonator.
Yeah. Best traps.
Always that guy that who does have the best traps? Probably The Rock. It's got to be The Rock
Of all time?
No, like in Hollywood.
In Hollywood? I don't know. Tom Hardy, when you get him on a meal plan, man.
What did Tom Hardy do this year? Nothing, right?
No. Peaky Blinders came out this year, so maybe he was just doing that, I guess.
He probably did some indie movie that I just don't know about.
Yeah.
Let's move on from Oscar talk, though. HBO has canceled Confederate, which was going to be an alternate history kind of drama about if the South had won the Civil War. This was going to come from David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the Game of Thrones guys. Probably not a good idea to make this show for a lot of reasons. Mm-hmm. One, obviously, being the context, and also people kind of hate David Benioff and D.B. Weiss
for ruining Game of Thrones.
And now they're going to come out and be like, what if racism was still okay? That's probably just not a winning category, winning formula, I should say. I don't care about this. Not going to miss it.
We don't need this. And did you hear about HBO Max now they're supposedly doing an Aquaman animated series?
What the fuck, man?
I don't know.
It's like a follow-up to the Jason Momoa one, but it's animated.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not going to buy all your streaming services. I'm not going to buy Peacock from NBC.
What's Peacock?
It's NBC's new streaming service. I'm not fucking doing it.
What do you get on Peacock?
I don't have any idea.
Like CSI Unlimited?
Probably.
The fuck?
Yeah, but they're going to start poaching stuff from Hulu and Netflix and put it exclusively on their site. And then I'm just going to go back to pirating it because all of you can't have my money.
Does Cody not exist anymore? Because of those guys that it shut them down or whatever?
It kind of does. They're always dodging the MPAA.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's not worth the trouble.
Yes.
So the upsetting quote unquote cancellation, or at least not getting picked up, is everybody's saying now that we're not getting season 2 of The Watchmen, which sucks because it was really good. And I felt like you left us on a cliffhanger.
I think we will. Really?
It
you don't think we will?
It got so much hype. It had to have made them a shitload of money, right?
Yeah. That's why I would be so surprised if we didn't.
It would suck if we didn't get more.
And it was one of the best HBO season 1 endings of all time.
It was the best show this year. So, in a year of really good television, it was the best.
Like I said, I was going to give it to The Boys, but
then you watch this.
The Boys started off stronger, in my opinion.
I love The Boys. I'm not saying anything else
is just like fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything else is bad. I'm just saying this is the best.
Yeah.
So, what do you think Nicolas Cage is going to steal in National Treasure 3?
I forgot that's coming out.
I think he has to steal the actual president, the actual sitting president.
He's got to steal something more.
Or he has ridiculous. To exhume the corpse of Abraham Lincoln and
maybe. I don't know. What the fuck is he doing?
He's doing every movie that gets pitched to him. That's what he's doing. I told you, every week we're going to have a new Nick Cage movie, and I'm fucking here for it.
So there's a couple movies coming out. We have the Nick Cage playing Nick Cage movie, right?
Yes.
We have a movie where
some
color powder
yeah,
makes him murder people or
the
something.
one on the boat where the zoo animals escape.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's going to be in a movie every fucking week, and he's going to make $1 billion and then lose it all because IRS comes and audits his taxes.
Invest it on a fucking Stegosaurus neck bone or something.
That's exactly what I'd be doing, man.
Oh.
If you had the star power of Nick Cage, you can't be a normal dude.
He is not a normal dude by any means.
But another very busy man, Taika Waititi, who's been directing Thor. He's been voicing
Jojo Rabbit,
Star Wars characters. He's up for, I don't know if he got Best Director for that, but obviously his movie's getting a lot of recognition. Mm-hmm. But he's now reportedly in talks to direct and develop the next Star Wars movie, which is about the only way that I can get excited for another Star Wars movie.
Yeah. And how will this fit into Star Wars since the saga ended?
Everything that they've done has been in threes. So presumably this would be another new trilogy.
Okay.
I don't know. They need to take a few years off.
Any prediction is when on the timeline it will take place?
I think they already actually projected years for these. Movie release timeline. I want to say we're only like a year and a half or two away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. They need to take a break. I know they're cashing checks and they made $1 billion on Rise of Skywalker. Or what was the last one? I can't even fucking keep the name straight anymore. It was fine.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But just take a break. Let the hype die down. Let the internet trolls go back into their fucking caves.
Make a Baby Yoda fucking show.
Come back with fresh ideas.
Jeez. And I don't know what to do about Disney Plus because Disney Plus is completely dead now since Mandalorian's done.
It's not going to be that long before we get Hawkeye and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
But yeah, they're not releasing anything right now.
That sucks.
Like I'd be fine canceling my subscription for a little while.
Yeah. I think I bought the fucking year though. Damn it.
Sucker. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about in terms of news or?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Great.
It's been a pretty packed week of news though. A lot of stuff
of
with
trailers.
comic book referenced movies and TV shows.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
So the national championship was this week.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they waited way too long to play that fucking game. It should have been like 2 weeks ago. But,
Yeah. And it was
LSU won.
It was on a Monday.
It's always on a Monday.
Is it?
It's always been on a Monday. It was a good game. Joe Burrow's the man, smoking cigars in the locker room afterwards.
And he's definitely hitting it like a joint or a blunt. And it's just like, yeah, you don't smoke cigars. You just smoke weed, man.
I'm not mad about it.
It's fine.
But Odell Beckham was there. Odell Beckham went to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, he was handing cash out to all the players, which obviously you can't do.
Fucking idiot.
You can't fucking do that. And he knows that, but he doesn't care. But what's bothering me, he can go be an idiot. That's fine. But now there's a warrant out for his arrest.
Okay.
Because a security guard is pressing charges against him.
That he didn't get a stack of cash.
Apparently, Odell gave him a little pat on the ass.
Oh.
And now he's filing sexual assault charges. Is this the softest thing you've ever heard?
It's pretty soft.
It's real fucking soft, softer than baby shit. This is
Everyone's just out to get money in any way they can.
gotta be, or notoriety, but come on, man. Even if you hate Odell Beckham,
Yeah.
especially you're at a football game. Everybody touches everybody's ass at a football game.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like good shit.
Yeah,
little double tap.
Go get him, Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Little cheeky
Don't be a
double tap.
bitch about it. I'm sorry that you were upset, and it's just really fucking dumb.
So this security guard is your worst man alive.
He's my worst man alive.
Is Odell he's an okay man alive for handing out cash, but then doing this?
I don't really have any problem with it. I mean, he does have that wide receiver diva. It's got to be all about me. He shouldn't have been on the camera. Randy Moss was there. Randy Moss, Hall of Famer, all time, probably the second best wide receiver of all
Look
time.
at Odell Beckham's hair.
And-
He's got a new cut.
And Randy Moss's son plays tight end for LSU. He has a reason to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So Randy Moss is being the consummate professional, sitting in the stands, doesn't even have good seats, not even in a box or anything. That's how you act.
Yeah.
You don't make it about you. You make it about the guys who just won the national championship.
Odell Beckham's going to make it about him.
Obviously.
In any way possible.
That's the problem I have with him. But handing out money, I don't give a fuck about that. Those kids should get paid anyways.
Yeah, I have a story that is it's kind of in the same category where people nowadays are just looking for any way to sue somebody or a company or make money. This one is this guy Yaroslav Suris is trying to sue Pornhub because some of the videos he's deaf and some of the videos don't have subtitles, so he can't hear the as a subtitle at the bottom or sit down, let me go talk to your mom kind of subtitle.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so this guy is trying to sue them, but he's kind of fucked right now because he lives in Canada. And I believe America is the only country right now that has something like the ADA, the American Disability Act, where things like this they would work here in this country if you're trying to sue somebody for not having subtitles because you're deaf.
Could he sue us? Can you just sue anybody who doesn't put subtitles on their videos?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see if he tries.
Keep going after Pornhub.
But yeah, since he lives in Canada, I don't think this is gonna flesh out for him, if I will say so.
Hello, you're quite good at turning me on.
Another.
You thought I'd never be able to use it.
No, this is a better story though. Another new story I read. I'm not even going to pull it up because I just want to read the headline. It's a little naughty, but there was a Komodo dragon. I guess they're probably shooting Planet Earth 3 or whatever the fuck they're doing right now. But supposedly a Komodo dragon wrecked a BBC camera on set because it was trying to have sex with it. Aren't Komodo dragons endangered?
I don't know.
If they are, should we just dress up the female Komodo dragons like BBC cameras? If they're so turned on by cameras.
I'm just thinking like this Komodo dragon went back to his buddies.
Yeah.
And was like, dude, I just totally wrecked this female Komodo dragon.
He wrecked the shit out of her.
When in reality, he's just using his lizard dick to like poke this camera. They are vulnerable, not endangered.
Okay.
So apparently they're okay.
They're not like pandas where they're just so lazy they don't have sex and
I don't
they're
think
endangered.
that. No. I think they lay eggs though. Like they don't have to actually.
Oh, really?
Well, that wouldn't make sense.
No,
Why
that
would he
doesn't
be
make
fucking
sense.
that camera then?
That's how they give birth. That doesn't mean how they
Man,
have
I don't know.
intercourse.
I don't fucking know. I'm not a zoologist.
My God. Naughty news this week, though. Holy shit.
Okay, here's a best man alive. I sent this out in the Discord. We had a real life John Wicking this week. So the headline for this is dog killer dies after pet owner rams him into brick wall with his car. Which, if someone murdered my dog, is probably about how because I'd want to beat him to death with my fist.
You'd want him to suffer a little bit more.
Yeah, I wouldn't end it quickly. Yeah. But apparently, this is like rampant in Yangzhou, which is a city in some Asian country. I feel bad that
China, maybe.
Okay. But people just like ride around on scooters and blow these poisonous darts at dogs. They collect the dogs and they use them as meat.
This is China.
Gotta be, right?
China, I don't know if they, supposedly it's, they've stopped it, but there was that festival where they'd go around in some like smaller Chinese cities and just murder dogs.
Yeah.
But let's not get into that. I'm
So
about to cry.
security camera footage posted online shows the man on a scooter like shooting a dog and then leaving.
What a fucking ass.
But the owner heard his dog whimpering, which makes this even sadder and more satisfying in the end. And he rushed over to find his paralyzed dog. He climbs into his car, chases the guy, and just fucking rams him like repeatedly into a wall.
What if they zoomed in on their security camera and it was just a Chinese John Wick?
Just long hair,
Just
a little
long
bit
hair.
of a beard.
He's got the stash though, and he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I don't think that they should try this guy for crimes. I think this is
The guy that ran over the guy that killed his dog?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It's like defending a family member. I know that they don't look at dogs the same way that we do in other cultures, but I think this is warranted.
Yeah. No, I would
fuck
agree.
you, dude. If you're going around killing dogs, fuck you.
Even if the dog didn't die, even if you shot a poisonous dart at the dog and made it suffer a little bit, fuck you.
If someone was driving down my street and swerved towards my dog, even like jokingly, I would pull them out of that car and beat them within an inch of their life.
Yes.
You don't fuck with somebody's dog.
Absolutely not.
He's my child. He's literally sitting next to me right now. You can't see him because he's off camera, but he's being adorable.
And he can't talk. Well, your dog actually does kind of talk.
And grumbling.
He groans.
He grumbles a lot. I need to make a
groans and
super
grumbles.
cut and put it on the Instagram of him just like,
We should, can you rename your dog just Grumble?
Grumble Stiltskin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
Okay, that's my... Didn't you have another story that we talked about? Fuck, who was it? Somebody's suing somebody else. Somebody's always suing somebody.
No, there was that story in the Portland airport, which was kind of funny. If you Google this right now, there's literally a guy that had an Xbox on hand, and he disabled one of the monitors that like shows you where the flights are, and he just plugged in his Xbox and he's gaming. That's for sure brick.
I have a lot of questions.
Like, how'd you do it?
No, who travels with an Xbox?
I don't know. They're making them pretty slim. Maybe he's got like that Xbox S that they released for like a couple months.
Okay, worst company alive. My PS4 Pro, apparently the HDMI port went bad in it.
That sucks. Can you replace it?
I can for a lot of money, and I'm really upset about it.
GameStop is like, yeah, it's going to be $500, or you could trade it in. We'll give you $25 credit towards the new one.
Pretty much. Sorry, back to your guy though. This is definitely opening yourself up for just some like hardo TSA guy to be like, you're a national security threat.
Yeah.
Just because you take off flight times on a fucking
You're
TV.
going to board last.
Yeah, fuck that.
And there's actually another news story about flights. Supposedly they did a study, and if you let the slow people go first on the plane, you know, the people that fucking take their sweet ass time to put their bag up, they like get their phone out, they get their iPad out in the aisle kind of thing. If you let those people go first, it actually moves the line quicker.
How do you determine like pre-boarding who the slow person is?
I don't know.
Do you just stereotype the old people?
I could pick them out.
Oh yeah,
I could pick them.
You know
out
what they
sure,
look
though.
like, but you
Yeah.
can't like rationally.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to sell that to people boarding your plane.
But at the same time, it's not like they would be upset about it. Just like, hey, can you go to the front? They wouldn't be like, no, I'm not going to the front.
Yeah.
You know?
Am I lazy / going to heck if I fly to St. Louis?
Not at all.
It's a 5-hour drive.
No, get the fuck out of St. Louis as quickly as possible.
Yes. Also that.
And that drive sucks.
St. Louis is America's butthole, but I have to go there next month for work.
That drive sucks.
Yes, it does. And my boss was like, we can just drive together. I'm like, look, man, I like you. We worked together for a long time, but I'm not sitting in a car with you for 5 hours.
No way.
Holding in my farts and like not like we got to eat together and like talk the entire fucking time with.
No, but with St. Louis, you don't have to hold in your farts. You just fart and you say,
and it makes the city
like St.
smell
Louis.
better.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but the drive there would be the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. Anyways.
Don't be mad.
Go
Talk to Darian for a minute.
I can get some of this stuff out of the way. So Bad Boys for Life, spelled probably wrong. Boys spelled B-O-I-S, maybe B-O-I-Z. The number 4 and life with a Y instead of an I, definitely for sure. Currently it's 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, but 96% from fans. I personally was not looking forward to going to see this movie, but we put it up on the Instagram and everybody voted. There really was no good option this week. This movie is fine, I guess. 96%, maybe. That's where I draw the line, but whatever. So this movie's directed by Adil Al-Arbi and Bilal Fallah. So these two Belgian filmmakers who have never done anything American, to my knowledge. But good for them. Like, they're getting out there. They're getting the name out there. This is probably going to make a lot of money. So we'll see. Had a $90 million budget, though. Somehow, $90 million wasn't enough to get Michael Bay to come back and direct this fucking movie. Like, what is he doing right now? I don't know. It's a Bruckheimer film, so the production is there. Will Smith's throwing money at it. I don't understand how you can't possibly get the guy. Like, the one thing that Michael Bay has done that is beloved. Are you going to come sit down? Or the one thing that Michael Bay has done that is beloved is Bad Boys movies, right? So, like, what? You can't get him back to do this for anything?
What does Michael Bay look like? Wasn't he in this one?
No.
Hold on.
Wait.
He was.
He
was. He was at the wedding.
I think I remember actually seeing them. Like, that looks like Michael Bay.
I was super.
That was him.
I was super fucking confused because he's not directing this. Correct? I
He's
missed
not.
that.
But yeah, it's like he's not even producing it
Why is he in the movie then?
because he did the first two. I don't know. Maybe it's just like an homage.
It's kind of weird though, but whatever.
Michael Bay, Bad Boys cameo.
That was him, right?
Yes. Man, this is fucking. Just when I Google something, like that's a yes or no answer. I just want yes or no. I don't want a fucking link
Just at the top.
Go read an article. God damn it.
You could probably just look at the cast.
Bay Steel Focus.
Michael
wedding
Bay
DJ.
cast. Yep.
He was the wedding DJ.
Yep.
Okay. Glad we sorted that out for no reason. But
It's interesting though. He was the director or producer or whatever for the last two, and he's not doing this one, but he makes a cameo.
I don't know. Maybe he's friends with Will Smith
Probably.
and Martin Lawrence. Dude, Martin Lawrence, he got fat, but he only got fat in his face.
Yeah.
If I had his hat full of quarters, I could fucking retire, dude. What happened to his face and head?
I don't know. I'm gonna just say though, you have to give some respect to him. He didn't put on like an Oscar-worthy performance, but at the same time, he hasn't been doing this for the last 15 years or so.
What has he been doing?
Nothing. He retired. He was done with movies, and he came back for this. So you have to give him a little bit more respect for doing that.
I'm not going to shit all over this movie.
Yeah,
I know that I wasn't excited for it, and I was pretty open about that. It was fine.
there were some parts that I really enjoyed where I was like, oh, this is actually kind of entertaining.
I mean, I get it. It's just like it's Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett back, but they're older and fatter a little bit. And
yeah, but at the same time, what I liked is it wasn't a try hard movie where they understood they're older now.
Will Smith, you didn't have apparently.
Yeah, you didn't have Martin Lawrence doing some crazy shit where you're like, okay, that's not believable at all. Like they understood what this movie was. Like,
how are all cops in Miami billionaires? What the fuck? Nobody ever questioned this?
Yeah, Will Smith, his bachelor pad was just unreal.
Oh my God. He's got like a skylit view of fucking Miami. He lives on the ocean.
Unreal.
The fuck is that, man? Driving a brand new Porsche?
Yeah.
He traded in his Ferrari apparently for the Porsche, but I don't know. Anyways, the plot of this movie is someone is trying to kill Will Smith. Mm-hmm. That fair?
Yes.
How did you feel overall about like the action?
I really like the ending scene where they team up with a younger generation of cops.
Vanessa Hudgens is the only one I recognize, but
one of them looks like a Skarsgård, but I don't think he is. I know there's like 4 Skarsgård brothers. Alexander Ludwig. I don't know what movies he's in, but
I don't think he is a Skarsgård.
He looks like he could be a Skarsgård.
Oh yeah, he's tall and skinny and blonde.
He is. He was in Vikings. I don't watch that show. He was in Hunger Games. Oh yeah, he was that skinny blonde kid that was kind of like the bully,
the jock. Yeah.
Okay. But he was good. The younger cast was fine. But like I said at the ending, I thought it was a really cool scene where they're in Mexico City and they're having like the final.
The
showdown.
setting is really cool.
Yes,
they do a good job. Yes. I don't know. It was just corny. Whole movie's corny. Dialogue's corny, but they always were.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the same affection for the original Bad Boys movies that a lot of people do. So maybe that's why I wasn't as excited for this. But yeah, it's exactly what you expect it to be. If you think it's going to suck because you didn't like the first couple, this is going to suck for you. Yeah. If you are a huge fan of them, go see this and you'll enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Martin Lawrence, not a great actor.
No.
Not great at delivering lines, not very believable.
Yeah, I will defend him a little bit. There is a point where Will Smith is injured, if you may say, and he actually can shed a tear again, which isn't always the easiest thing as an actor. He put on an okay performance in that matter.
He's a hell of an actor. Will Smith is great, but
I'm talking about Martin Lawrence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When he's upset.
How many takes do you think it took to get him to cry?
Probably a couple, though.
They're like pepper spraying him and shit.
I know. But like I said, at the end of the day, he came out of retirement. He hasn't been acting for the last 15. I actually think it was like 20 years.
He has no reason to.
I know.
Rich.
But at the same time, it's cool that, hey, Will Smith wants to do this movie or however it came about. I'm down for it. Let's do it. And it wasn't that bad. If we're not getting Fast and Furious movies, this is okay to have.
But was it 96% on Rotten Tomatoes okay?
Is it a 96? Well,
it's probably not a 96%, right?
Is this audience?
Or that's the audience score.
Okay. Yeah.
73% from critics, which is actually a lot better than I thought it would do. I think there's just like a lot of a nostalgia factor there. Mm-hmm. When you talk about Fast and Furious, like you can draw direct parallels, but I care more about those characters than I do Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. Like I don't have that connection to them.
Question for you. We have a cameo from DJ Khaled. Can he act?
No, but watching him get his hand busted up was.
And more respect for Bad Boys for Life because they didn't have him say another one. And I was waiting for it. I'm like, don't do it.
No, Will Smith should have done it.
Do it.
Will Smith should be like, do you want another one?
Yeah, that would have been
better. Apparently, one of the bad guys is like a really famous Mexican rapper as well.
Yes, and those are real neck tats. His name, I think you're talking about Nicky Jam.
Yes. I stumbled across that. I don't know his music or anything, but if you're a Cubs fan, like a big time Cubs fan like me, you look at him and you think that's Victor Caratini.
Yeah.
Because it looks exactly fucking like him, but it's not.
He was fine too.
He was okay. He looked like a more stout guy, but he did some stunts and like he moved pretty quickly. Yeah. He was pretty nimble for a bigger dude.
Yep.
So there were some chase scenes that were pretty good. I don't know. The actions, I don't know. There's nothing I can say about this. You're going to see this on FX in a year and you'll watch parts of it and it's fine.
I actually thought there were quite a few twists that I didn't expect.
Okay.
One with Joe Pantoliano, the captain.
Okay.
One at the end. I mean, it's the biggest reveal, and you're just like, whoa, didn't really see that coming.
That felt really shoehorned. Like, I thought for
Yeah.
sure if they were reuniting, it was going to be from somebody like in one of the past movies.
And they didn't, though. That was why I didn't really understand it. I'm like, I get it if this would have made sense from a Bad Boys 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't believe we ever saw that character, and I don't know how that would happen.
The scale that we get from going from Bad Boys 1 to Bad Boys 2, like the scale of international incident that they create.
Yeah.
It's just fucking, it's so outlandish and absurd. It's like, it is exactly parallel to Fast and Furious, where you just like just ratchet it up. There's no coming back down. You can't do like a bottle episode type movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So, but they did have Reggie, right? He is the
Reggie from Bad Boys 2, like, yeah, he wants to marry Martin Lawrence's daughter.
That was you knew you were in the theater. If you're seeing this movie on Thursday, you're there with a bunch of Bad Boys fans.
Yeah, and
everybody
knows Reggie.
When they did the Reggie reveal, people were fucking pumped. They were clapping and shit.
yeah.
It was good.
Did you like the comedy relief in this?
I didn't think the comedy stuck that much. There were some funny parts. Actually, I thought one of the funniest parts we saw in the trailer was the beginning where he just hits the door and you're just like, fuck. It's still kind of stuck.
Made me cringe a little bit.
Other than that, yeah, there wasn't. They had of course one-liners throughout the movie that were trying to bring in some levity.
Will Smith's character was just so fucking corny, though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Will Smith was Will Smith, though.
Will Smith was Mike Lowry, which is fine. It's just, I don't know, man.
Whenever I see Will Smith cry, though, like when he does his like kind of blubber, his eyes start to tear up. I always think of the ending scene of I Am Legend, and I just think like we need a who's Denzel Washington's? What's his
John
son?
David Washington.
We need like a John David Washington to remake that or do a spin-off of
Why
that
would you
movie.
need to remake that movie?
I love that movie.
A sequel, maybe.
Yeah,
Like same universe.
Yeah. You don't have to remake it. You can just
Will Smith dies at the end of that movie,
pull
right?
in. Yeah, I guess.
It's been out for like 15 years.
Or
It's not a
does
fucking
he?
spoiler.
Does he?
I guess it's possible that he could survive.
Because he
Pretty
has
sure they wanted him to die.
he has that underground layer that we don't really know much about. We just know it's like his bomb shelter.
But
kind of.
the glass cracked into a butterfly.
I know, and they were all just like waiting to come in. That is one movie though that should have a sequel. Anyways, I digress.
I don't know how we got there, but
What was I saying? No, Will Smith. Yeah, he was Will Smith in this though.
he Will Smith all over it.
Yeah.
So I don't really have anything else to say about this. I wouldn't personally recommend going to see it in a theater unless you're a huge Bad Boys fan. Then sure, whatever. It's a stream it for me. It's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a stream it. I will say I was a little bit surprised though because I expected this to be like a why the fuck did they have to go and remake this kind of thing. But at the end of the day, when I finished watching it, I wasn't that upset about going to the theater and seeing it. I had a good time. It was a little cheesy, yes, at some points, but there is good action. So if you're ready for a popcorn flick, don't be shy. Go see this movie.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I'm going to say stream it.
Yeah. Okay, let's do some recommendations for the week. What do you got, Mark?
I'm going to recommend The Outsiders.
I knew it. I knew you were going to talk about Mac Miller.
Are you caught up? No. Circles is Mac Miller's new.
Sorry.
I'll-
Damn. I guess I pegged you. Now I feel stupid.
No.
The Outsiders.
The Outsider. Sorry.
Okay.
Not plural. So The Outsider is a new series. It is based off of what I believe is a Stephen King novel. It's an HBO series. It is currently directed by Jason Bateman, and it's really fucking good. It is, if we don't have True Detective, this is the next best thing.
Okay. Damn, that's
So
high praise.
It's 2 episodes in. It is the first episode, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you have all these characters and shit just goes down. I highly recommend the show if you have HBO, if you're streaming HBO. So go watch it. The Outsider, like I said, it's based off of a Stephen King novel. I just really hope, I didn't read the novel, obviously. It's off to a very good start. I just hope it doesn't do like a really weird Stephen King type end where it's like a fucking, I don't
monster.
know, like a ghost monster alien comes in and fucking shits over everyone. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I hope it plays out and it stays true and it stays good as it has been. So also, yeah, go download and listen to Circles by Mac Miller. This album dropped a year, and I think it's been a year and a half after his passing. It's been about 2.5 years after Swimming. So if you think about it, Swimming and Circles, Mac Miller, this is probably one of my favorite albums I've ever heard from him. It is, it's like really authentic. And what I respect about it is the way that his family and whoever helped put this together released it. It seemed, it was organic. You know, they didn't market the shit out of this. You obviously only knew about this album, I think, about a month ago. They released a quick statement on his Instagram saying, hey, this album's going to drop January 17th. Go check it out. So I like how they didn't try to pull money off of his death type of thing, which they did with like XXXTentacion or whatever the fuck his name is.
I listened to a few songs last night. It's very depressing.
It is depressing. He has some... There are a lot of songs.
It's really slow piano.
It's good though. People didn't realize how much he loved music, and a lot of that is him playing the piano. A lot of it, he played a lot of the instrumentals that you would hear throughout his songs. So I think it could be a little depressing because a lot of the lyrics, you kind of get the sense like he understands he might not be here for as long as people may think.
That's really sad.
And but at the same time, I think that caused him to make a lot of music and think to himself like, hey, I'm not going to be one of those guys where I'm just going to try to milk an album. There's a lot of music he supposedly made that is still in the vault and has yet to be released. And that was one of the things. And obviously he wasn't in a great state of mind given how he passed, but just knowing that he was able to continue and make this kind of music and keep doing it, got to show him respect for that. And I'm sure there will be more songs that come out in the future. So Check it out, Circles.
It is good. It's just very slow.
Yeah.
Kind of depressing.
It's very R&B.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. I caught up on the latest 2 seasons of Letterkenny on Hulu. They released in the last, I think 3 months apart, they released 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. They just cranked this out. Obviously, they're not really doing anything else. They're just working on the show. I think it's hilarious. I haven't been able to get either of you to watch it, even though it's ultimate shit talking. Like we're talking Conor McGregor level shit talk amongst these guys and the people in their town. It's just these Canadian hicks, and it's very Canadian dry humor. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Also, I finally downloaded Dead by Daylight because Brick's been pestering us about it. I played with Brick once. Like
How is it? Is it fine?
It's good.
Okay.
It's I don't know.
What is it? A zombie killing game?
No, it's oh shit. There's a term for it that I'm blanking on, but it's 1 versus 4, where one person is the killer and the 4 people need to escape. You
It's
basically
like the Jason game.
Yeah,
that they came out with.
This is I'd say more refined.
Okay.
So they did a better job with it. It's the same kind of idea, but I don't know.
I'll play that with you maybe tomorrow. I'll download it.
I think it's only $10 on Humble right now. So if you go to Humble Bundle and buy it there, it's like $10.
They don't have it on Steam.
It is on Steam, but it was more expensive.
Okay.
So it's worth playing. I've been playing with some of the guys in a different Discord channel because I'm cheating on you. But
I feel like I just wasted money on EA Origins, though. What am I paying?
Cancel it.
$15 a month?
It's $15 a month.
Fuck, but then I can't play Need for Speed anymore.
Are you actually playing it?
Not really.
Okay, then.
Do they have anything else that's worthy of playing?
Star Wars, the latest Star Wars game. I canceled mine. Like, if you want to play something, you just pick it back up.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a big deal. Yeah, that's about it, though. So I think that this has been episode 178. I'm gone next week, so you got to figure something out.
Oh, yeah. In the Outsider series on HBO, Ben Mendelsohn is like one of the main characters. Surprisingly, he's not like the Ben Mendelsohn where you just can't stand his accent kind of Ben Mendelsohn. He's
still got a lisp, though, right?
He's got the lisp, yeah.
Can't really get rid of that.
You can't get over it.
Okay.
But yeah, he's good in it too.
So next week we're going to do The Gentleman, right? You and Brick and potentially somebody else.
The Gentleman? What is
that? It's the Matthew McConaughey kind of.
Oh, with
who's the director? Guy Ritchie.
With
Colin Farrell.
I can't. No. Sons of Anarchy guy. What's his name? Fuck.
I would just call him Liam because he looks like a Liam. I know it's not right, but
Jax Teller, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Well, that's next week. Thanks for tuning in, obviously, to episode 178. As always, you can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast.
Charlie Hunnam.
Call or text us at 847-920-6107. Say goodbye, Remy.
Till next time. Chumps out, motherfuckers. Peace.